Good morning, everyone. My name is Corey Carlson. I'm planning operations for Southwest Team 3 with your Monday morning update. So yesterday on the fire, the story was rain. We got a lot of rain all over the fire. Some of the area over here on the western side received over 1 3/4 inches. Other areas received 1 inch. And even some other areas, less than an inch. But overall, the entire fire saw pretty significant wetting rain. So as for fire behavior, we don't expect to see any additional fire behavior from the Calf Canyon fire on the North Zone. We're showing containment up over 90% now. It's probably just a matter of time before we're showing containment on this fire, but I don't think we will see any further fire activity or any response to fire activity on the fire. So what happened yesterday was basically staying dry. Up in Division Oscar, no work took place up there. They kept all the heavy equipment parked. They did send out a few scouts and UTVs just to kind of poke in to look at the road systems, and they determined that trying to move any equipment in and out of there would just cause resource damage or damage to the road. So the plan going forward in Oscar is soon as we see some drying of any sort, which could be several days from now, once we get enough drying where we can move equipment, we're going to start moving the equipment out. With the early onset of the monsoon this year and with the forecast going forward into July, the opportunities to actually get work done in here are going to be few and far between. So the plan now is to get all the equipment off there, back to pavement, so that we're not causing any further damage out there. So they'll continue to assess that. Up in Sierra, same story. They have feller bunchers, which are used to cut trees. The last little drying trend we had a couple days ago, we started walking those pieces of equipment out. They have to go out to the east. It's over 30 miles long. We still have equipment that's 14 miles in, so unable to come move out of there because of the road conditions. So same thing goes for them. As soon as the first opportunity that those operators can start moving that equipment, they'll move it out to the east, get to the main road, and then we'll be done with that equipment. They do have some plans to continue with some road repair and road work, some rolling dips. Those a couple days ago I talked to you, those are about the inverted speed bumps used to help drain water off the road so they don't end up washed out. So that work probably will continue, but again, with the weather now, they're just not able to get in there. Up in Victor, nothing happened at all yesterday. The equipment is, it's not stuck out there, but it's not able to, we're not able to get operators in there to get to the equipment, and it's just too muddy to move it out. So this is going to be the piece. It's going to be a while. It's going to need considerable drying. There is a piece right here towards the end where even when it dries, it's going to be tough to get some of the equipment out. So we'll have to work on that. But for now, nothing's going to happen in Victor. Up in X-ray, a little more of the same stuff. Talking with the division supervisor up there this morning, he thought there may be an opportunity to move a couple pieces of equipment out and back to the main road, and if that's the case, we'll do that and get them headed down the highway, because there's not going to be any opportunities to continue this kind of work with the monsoon set up and here to stay, I think. Down in Mora, Cleveland, Holman, Chacon, the repair group, they spent a little bit of time on private property, mending fence, and just being prepared for continuing that work when it dries. Again, we didn't want to be on private property, getting stuck and getting in the mud. and doing things like that. So they're also doing some long-term planning, which all the divisions are doing, coming up with a long-term plan of what exact work is left as far as suppression, repair, and rehab, what kind of time frames it's going to take to do that, the type of equipment that's going to be needed, and we're just doing some long-term planning. If the rains don't stop, a lot of this work's going to have to be picked up post monsoon. So we're helping with some some planning for down the road. And those folks probably won't be out and about today. They may help Rapid Response Group if they need some help. So the Rapid Response Group, their plan is, and they're tasked with filling sandbags for distribution to the public, as well as doing any post-flooding support, clearing debris off the roadways, mud, logs, culverts that may get plugged up, unclogging those, and that's kind of what they're tasked with. They're not tasked with doing any swift water rescues. They're not tasked with doing any of that stuff. It's just debris removal. So they'll continue being staged and ready to go with that. With that, I don't really have much else. Here's the weather matrix up here. You can see today's Monday, June 27th, 80% chance of rain. Starts to dry out tomorrow, 50% chance, and then 30 and 40. So a lot of opportunity for more rain. Even by the end of the week, by Saturday, we're back up to 70%. So it's going to be slow going. And we'll just be monitoring the weather closely, and at any opportunity we get to move equipment off the hill, we're going to do that. So with that, I appreciate it, and have a good day. Thanks.